All right. So first off, I'd like to say praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakodash. Right. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to those brothers, they're pushing this word of the Lord in sincerity and in truth. Right. This is the brother Ash from the GMS Jamaica camp. Coming to you live, well, not live, but with another impromptu. And today's topic will be the famine lurks. Right. So and if you've been paying attention to your news, mainstream, you'll find that this is what's been talking about on a global scale, right? Not just here in Jamaica, right? This article I have here in front of me is actually from Jamaica Observer, right? But other media outlets across the world, been talking about the food crisis, right, and the farming crisis and so forth, right? Let me say, if you've been listening to your news any at all, you must hear it, at least even once, right? So let's get into what the Jamaica Observer is saying. So he said the action of some countries to start hoarding food raises concerns about a new global food crisis in the wake of supply issues which started with the novel Big C but have been exacerbated by the Russian-Ukraine war, has promoted a call for Jamaica to revisit the grow what you eat and eat what you grow policy. Now this was something talked about in Jamaica, if I'm not mistaken. So between 2010, it was first introduced by Bruce Golding in 2010, I think, but then it was reiterated by Portia Simpson Miller somewhere between 2010 and 2014. If I am not mistaken, somewhere in between that time, right? Jamaica was saying, the government was saying, grow what you eat and eat what you grow, right? Because they knew back then, that the global supply chain was not stable, and there was going to something was going to happen to affect it, right? So this was what the good Jamaican government was pushing back in that time. However, when Mr. Holness went into power, he kind of walked over that and started to say, prosperity. Let's get in some more of the juice, and then I get into some precepts. It said Frank James, CEO of Grace Kennedy's domestic food division, made the call as he delivered a speech last Wednesday at the Jamaican Manufacturers and Exporters Association Business Network Forum at the NCB Sports Club in St. Andrew. And he said, and I quote, "A global food crisis goes beyond pricing and food inflation. It also speaks to the availability and reliability," James told the audience in attendance. Now, he's saying it's not about inflation, right? But it's actually about the availability and the reliability. I mean, in the availability of the food and how reliable your sources are to get the food, right? But hey, these men talk these things, and for the regular public, it just blow over your head. You don't notice what's going on, right? And if I never said before, if you've been watching the news, any at all, international base, local base, you'll be hearing this argument keep coming up over and over, right? What she named the opposition, one of the opposition party persons, Lisa Anna, she keep on bring it up. Right, I guess she doing her research and realize what's going on, right? And this bigger than the Russia, Ukraine thing that's taking place right now, right? Because the article lean to say, exacerbated by Russia Ukraine, but it's a bit deeper than that, right? Because you have other things that take place. You have people like Bill Fakes that's been buying off a lot of farmland and not farming them. Right? Yeah, in the same time at the Big C, a lot of farmers get paid whatever a percentage, 100% plus more, or whatever it costs them to produce their certain goods, to destroy them. Right? Right now we're in the middle of a so-called bird flu pandemic, where farmers been getting rid of them turkeys, been getting rid of them chickens, them layer chickens. Right, you have other farmers out there because some other virus that's going around in deers, be killing off them deers. Right, so this thing is not gonna be normal when it hit you. right? You're gonna hit this place by storm. When I say this place, I don't mean Jamaica. It's gonna hit the world by storm, right? You hear what the article say up here, so it say what is raising the concern now? Is not the fact that there's a food shortage only. Is the fact that the actions of some countries to start hoarding food, right? Mean them storing up for themselves. Right, them keep being so rather than export, them so them used to export like 50% of whatever they produce. Now them only export 25% because them start hold back some for themselves and feed their population. Right, so you see how easily this thing become every man for himself. Let me just grab a precept real quick because I've been going. Bam, I think I have one right here. This is second Ezra 16, and I was gonna get straight to verse 22. He said, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." Right? So hey, you people that live in cities, and you can attest to this. The cities rely heavily on the supermarket and on the grand market, in whatever town area, we get ground produce, fruits and whatever vegetables, right? You rely on that. So if that is not coming to you, then what do you do? Right? You're gonna die of famine. But the scripture also say, "Do not escape the famine, shall the sword destroy." Because you farmers, you're not safe. You might have your farm and your farm, the food, whatever, enough you can sustain you and your family. But the man who don't have none in the cities, they're gonna come for your food. Right? Or the people in the area that don't have it gonna come for your food. Right? So it's gonna be an all-out war for food. That's the point we're getting to. Hey, you people have no idea what's coming, yo. You think this is all fun and games? You have no idea what's coming. Right, let's get back into that article before I go to the next precept. Alright, so I have another article here. But let's check if this one is finished first. Alright, if I should go a little further. Alright, so continuing, it said his observation comes as global markets have been left stunned by an escalation in food protectionism due to fears of food crisis, right? And the people who do this are people who have the food. So countries such as Spain announced recently that it will allow the rotation of some products by retailers as part of board measures to cohesion the impact of the war. The supermarkets in Ukraine have started to ration cooking oil. Indonesia has banned oil exports. There are also concerns about supply of grains. Russia and Ukraine together provide about 30% of the world's wheat. But since Russia's force launched an invasion of their neighbor in the late February, ports and supply routes have been shuttered. And sanctions have blocked Russian exports to many of the world's major economies. Right? So yes, the war has caused a ripple effect, but it is more than just what's taking place in that war. Right? This thing is bigger than that. Right? The scripture will tell you that the Lord himself has prepared this famine. Let me get the next precept real quick. Here we go. So this is Ezekiel 7. Is this Ezekiel 7? No. Let's go there. 7 and 15. Alright, this is Ezekiel 7 verse 15. He said, "The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour. You know, basically what the other precept was, trying to explain, right? But that is the situation. That's the situation, and a lot of people out there, majority of the world out there right now, not knowing, what's taking place. Hey, the Lord, the scripture said the Lord of a sword sharpen, See, just now I see in Ezekiel, he said the Lord of a sword sharpen, shall we then make mirth, right? And here you are, you people out here, I make the most sight, yo. Yeah, I mean, in Jamaica, the curfews and whatever, them the parents are basically done with them, or shut them down if you will, and at the best time Jamaicans are having there's a party every week 2-3 parties, right? In a Portland alone, 2-3-4 parties. You can just imagine right across the island how many parties, right? So hey, you people are partying no more than ever. I'm just gonna go to the precept. You people are partying no more than ever, yo. Scripture also said, when you shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon you. Alright, so this is we start at verse 9. Ezekiel 21:9. The Son of Man, prophesy and say, thus said the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter, it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth, which means party? He said it tempted the wrath of my son as every tree. He said, and he shall give it to the furbished, if it shall give it to be furbished, that it may be handled. Is this, and he said, this sword is sharpened and is furbished to give into the hand of the slayer. And who is that slayer? Right? Is that so-called white man, Esau. Right? And he's going to slay you. Right? One of the main sword that the scripture speak of, though, I must say, right, is the missiles, ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles that carry them nuclear warheads. Right? That is one of the main swords, yo. Right? But the famine is there. Pestilence is there. Right? The skirmish of the war is there. Right? And the Lord of God send him spirits too. Right? And when them spirits come, when them death angels come, they're gonna work. Right? They're not coming here to make fun and games with you. The Lord is not gonna make any fun and games with you, yo. Right? So that's the time we're going. We're going to the time of famine. Right? We're going to the time when the Lord are gonna prove our flesh, yo. Right? So alright, so fine, I guess we can close with that. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom until the next one.